I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my. I la cambié. What's up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. The thing that I want to talk to you about today is a conflict between nations. North Korea versus the United States. Over the last year, President Jackie Chan from Nazi South Korea has been testing his missiles to show the world that he has the biggest ever made. Nazi South Korea. Over the last year, President Jackie Chan from Nazi South Korea has been testing his missiles to show that he has the biggest dick that has ever existed in the world. And actually, he's just starting to compare sizes with the man, the legend, the toupee-wearing, awesome President of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump. And he has just tested a missile that could reach Alaska if he just redirected it in a different angle. And he called it, and I quote, a gift to the Trump administration. This is problematic because if Nazi South Korea could reach with its missiles fake news country, then our toupee overlord may not be able to come to the defense of Nazi South Korea's enemies, which are currently the not Nazi South Korea and the Sushi Nation. And this could lead to these two nations developing their own nuclear weapons, because as of now they don't have any nuclear arsenal to show for, and they may be needing it if they have to defend against Nazi South Korea. And this decision could be the final detonating force that leads other countries to develop their own nuclear weapons. And this could be what leads to a world in which everyone is nuclearly weaponized and the whole blue planet is always in state of alert. And that is not something that we want. Robin, this was your challenge. And maybe I didn't accomplish it as good as I would like to, but this is an important issue and we have to talk about it. So I'm now going to address it seriously, because the Doomsday Clock is ticking and it is now set to 2 minutes before midnight. And we have to do something about it. And that's the topic of the video. So without further ado, welcome to Victoryville. So what is the Doomsday Clock? Well, the Doomsday Clock has appeared in the cover of the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists magazine ever since 1947. It initially was used to symbolize the urgency of nuclear and environmental dangers. Dangers that the magazine tries to convey to the public and to political powers so that they can be conscious of them. Back when it started in 1947, it was set to 7 minutes before midnight, meaning that it was 7 minutes before Doomsday, because midnight signifies Doomsday in this clock. And if the clock ever reaches 0, then it means that we have brought to ourselves a catastrophe, an environmental catastrophe so big that we cannot escape it. Every year, the Bulletin's Science and Security Board, alongside with the board of sponsors, which includes 15 Nobel laureates, gets together to make the decision whether to move or not move the clock forward or backwards, meaning that they can add or subtract minutes to the counter. So if it started at 7 and they add 3 minutes, for example, they get it to be at 10 minutes till midnight, and we are farther away from Doomsday than we were before. So if they subtract 3 minutes, we are in 4, and we're closer to Doomsday than we were before. And the thing is that in January 25th of 2018, yes, this past month, the clock was set to 2 minutes before midnight. It is the closest to 0 it has been ever since 1953. And this was when the United States and the Soviets were testing their nuclear guns in the Pacific and in deserts to show who had more nuclear power, in the midst of the Cold War. We are now in the same position as we were when the Cold War was coming into an end. So we are really at high risk. And it's important to understand and to make this actually normal situation into not normal. We have to get rid of these nuclear powers. And taken directly from the official Bulletin webpage, they have this to say. Leaders react when citizens insist they do so. And citizens around the world can use the power of the internet to improve the long-term prospects of their children and grandchildren. They can insist on facts and discount nonsense. They can demand action to reduce the existential threat of nuclear war and unchecked climate change. They can seize the opportunity to make a safer, saner world. This means that we have the power. With the internet, we have the power to change the situation. Leaders have to listen to the people, because if they don't have the people, they don't have the support they need, and they don't have the power that they claim they have. Yes, they have the nuclear weapons, but there's a reason, also moral reasons, that they don't just shoot their nuclear power out to everyone. They have to consider the people. And we are the people. And we have the power to make them change. We can use the internet for that. And we can use any sort of organization, any sort of place to work towards making the world safer, to granting our children and grandchildren a place to live. And we can do that in different ways. In nuclear problems and in environmental issues. And that is why, Robin, your challenge for this week, because you're the environmental expert of the three of us, is to tell us 10 ways in which we can improve the environment. That can be through organizations, through donations, through actions to take by myself, or through actions that I can take in my surroundings. Any way you can imagine, give us 10 ways that we can improve the environment. And of course, I myself will accomplish the challenge, this same challenge, but for nuclear problems. I will find 10 ways to fight against nuclear problems and against those powers that have too many lives in their hands. And that's it, Robin. We have a little audience, of course, and maybe the 10 people that see us won't make a big impact, but any impact is important. And any action that we can take is great enough in and of itself. So let's do it. And let's make the world a better place, just one action at a time. See you whenever I see you, Robin.